How's everybody doing? This is JJ Snipes. I'm back at it again, but on a different subject. Whenever I was thinking about earlier today, whenever I first met my dad, I was like 15, and he come and got me, and he took me to church. He was a holiness. He was an ordained minister, but he was a holiness church, and I was raised up going to a Baptist. I don't know if anybody out there knows about the holiness. Come on, Mom. I got my baby. She wants to be here with her daddy. But they had a revival. And anybody that's been in a holiness church, they speak in tongues and they lay hands on people. And let me tell you something. They laid hands on this woman. She flew back and hit the pew and jumped up like, I said, oh my goodness. I got up out of there. I didn't understand. Because my dad him and his sister was like the kind that would just beat you to death with the Bible. And I used to say, if that's being, and she would call me Johnny's bastard son. They would talk about people, and I said, if that's being a Christian, I don't want to be one. Then on throughout life, I went through my issues, drug addictions, and all kind of crazy stuff. Went to prison, and I got out and turned my life around. And like I say, y'all have heard my story. Cut my fingers off. Had a near-death experience. Started my spiritual journey. I don't do religion, but I do a relationship. And people, they talk to me about, I talk to people about, I don't do religion. I'm not going to beat you in the head with the Bible. But there's one God, and nobody can get through him but through Jesus. So, as I'm going throughout my journey, my business in 2020, we kind of took off and very successful. I was having a conversation with a family member, and I had come in town from Hurricane Delta, and they told me I didn't deserve my success. I said, what? He said, look at your past. You've been to prison. Wasn't Joseph in prison? David was an adulteress and a murderer. Moses was a murderer. He was on the run for murder whenever Jesus called him to the ministry. Paul, he wrote 2/3 of the New Testament from a jail cell. Jeremiah wrote Lamentations from a jail cell. God uses people like us. He uses the black sheep. He uses the ones that people. Let me tell you something. I used to say I'd never be like my daddy. But it's not that bad. It is not that bad. Tupac said it best. Only God can judge me. We ask ourselves, why do we go through these things in life? If you're going through some times, hey, it's because God knows you're strong enough to handle it. You turn your pain into power because somebody needs your story. Somebody needs your strength. You're the one. If you're the black sheep, then 9 times out of 10, you're a generational curse breaker. So it's not happy. It's not fun. It's a lot of uncomfortable and a lot of shit work. Excuse the expression, but it is what it is. You don't have to walk around in a suit and carry your Bible with you, for God to use you. Now, I'm not saying cussing's fine. I'm not saying smoking cigarettes are fine. But we're not, it's a journey. And Steve Harvey says that how does he say it? He's I'm a baby Christian, But it's not about religion. How many of y'all out there is just, you're on your spiritual journey, but then you don't like you know what your purpose is, or how many times do y'all feel like you're just lost? I feel that way a lot here lately. But if you're chosen, whenever you're going to start your headed towards your breakthrough, if you've encountered betrayal, deception, know that God's got it. He's got a plan for your life, because it's going to be the ones that you love the most. It's going to hurt you the most. I've gone throughout life, and I don't know, I've chased love. I give love. People talk about me behind my back, but they always call me whenever they have a problem. I didn't ask for my spiritual gifts. I didn't ask for this heart. But I'm just being me now. You're not going to take advantage of me. I can look at you and I know what you did to me. I'm going to love you unconditionally. I might be loving you from a distance, but the love is there. So if you're out there and you just feel lost, I mean, like I said, take some time, try meditating. God will speak to you. If you know that you're meant to do something, but you just don't know what it is, ask Him. He'll give you a sign. It's that thing that's in your gut that you know, your gut don't lie. But I just want to give you a word of encouragement. Keep going. It's all worth it in the end. So I went from $1 million business, $3 million, in 15 months, to living in a shed. My mom got sick, so I made her football place that she watched, into an apartment. Sacrifice. What would you do for your mother? Mine didn't raise me. She's hard as hell, but at the end of the day, she's mama. Without her, you wouldn't have had life. I had mom and daddy issues for a lot of years, but forgiveness is key. It'll set you free. And forgiveness is not for them. It's for you. People don't understand. The person that hurt me as a child, I love them, and it eats them alive. But hey, learn to love like Jesus loved. You're not going to be perfect. None of us are. You're not going to be a saint. You're not, but keep walking. Stay on your journey. See you next time. Stay blessed.